Hi. All right. So I briefly want to talk about some of the problem that teenagers, they have with their parents. And the first one I want to talk about is lack of proper communication. Lack of proper communication is the most significant, at this particular age. Many parents find their teenager at this age to be rude. For some of them, they could be moody, they could be disagreeing. And, parents also tend to intrude into their teenage privacy at their teenage year, and this most times gets the teenager to be upset. And once they are upset, they tend to now become rebellious. They want to contradict their parents' belief. They want to contradict what their parents is saying. They feel that their own opinion matters and all of that. So there's a need for us to there's a need for parents and caregivers to strike a balance when it comes to communication with adolescents. The second one I want to talk about is giving unnecessary advice. At this age, a lot of parents tend to do a lot of talking. You advise every time. For an average teenager, they feel that at that age, they should be able to think, they should be able to sort out things themselves. They believe they can be in control and they can be in charge as well. And the truth is, when you give too much of advice to a young person or a teenager, their morale becomes very low. Thinking as if they can't do things by themselves. Another one is that parents' expectation for this teenager is quite high. We said a lot of expectation. We're expecting so much from them, forgetting that at that particular age, they have a lot of, issues to deal with. They have the peer pressure, they have the societal pressure, and they also have the hormonal changes in their body. So they are burdened with a lot of issue already. So when you now also burden them with your expectation, it just get them pissed off, and they tend to be rebellious, they tend to be naughty. And the truth is, what we need to do rather is to give them a bit of freedom. But in your giving them a freedom, you strike a balance, by stating the place of boundary and consequences for them. Another one is constant criticism. Parents tend to nag, they tend to complain. You say so much negative things about them, and sometimes we compare them with their siblings and all of that. It can make them to become hostile. It can, affect their emotions, and it can even cause them to become rebellious. So, dear parents and caregiver, stop the lamenting, stop the complaining, stop the whining. Make the environment to be habitable and friendly and accommodating for these young people. If you can, work with some of these tips with your teenager, I'm sure you're going to enjoy the teenage age with your children.